Alliance for the Union of Romanians. The Alliance for the Union of Romanians Romanian, Alianța pentru Unirea Românilor, AUR, is a right-wing populist and nationalist political party currently active in Romania and Moldova. It was founded on 19 September 2019. This was done with the intention of participating in the 2020 Romanian local and legislative elections. Currently, the party has two co-presidents, George Simion and Claudiu Târziu. The party ran in the local elections, not obtaining many votes and only winning in 3 towns. However, in the legislative elections, the AUR won 9% of the votes in all of Romania and its diaspora, thus becoming the 4th largest party in the country at the central level, which surprised observers. AUR aims for the unification of all Romanians from Romania and Romanian-populated neighboring zones, and for the support of the Romanian diaspora in other countries. The party seeks the unification of Romania and Moldova. It has been accused of supporting anti-vaccination ideas and being majorophobic. The party states that its 4 main pillars are family, nation, Christian faith, and liberty. History. The Alliance for the Union of Romanians was formally established on 19 September 2019. Later, during the Great Union Day of Romania on 1 December 2019, its leader, George Simion, said the party's aims were to participate in the 2020 Romanian local and legislative elections of the country. Simion had up to this point been a campaigner for the unification of Romania and the Republic of Moldova. The other party leader, Claudiu Târziu, was a member of Coalition for the Family, which unsuccessfully campaigned to ban gay marriage through constitutional change in a 2018 referendum. On 26 June 2020, AUR condemned the disinterest of the Romanian authorities regarding the minority rights of the Romanians in Serbia and Ukraine and declared that it would fully support them once it entered the Romanian parliament. 2 days later, AUR also condemned the 80th anniversary of the annexation of Bessarabia, northern Bukovina, and the Herzer region by the Soviet Union, declaring that it is our obligation to regain our state. By July 2020, AUR counted 22 branches in Europe and North America for the Romanian diaspora. The first of these was established in Wolverhampton, in the United Kingdom. AUR was the only party in Romania that expressed support for Donald Trump. 2020 Romanian local elections. During the 2020 Romanian local elections, AUR won the mayoralty in 3 towns, Amara, Pufesti, and Valea Lungă. 2020 Romanian legislative election. In the 2020 Romanian legislative election, AUR obtained a high percentage of the votes, being called as the surprise of Romania. The results also increased the popularity of the party on the internet. The party came first among Romanians in Italy, the largest group of the Romanian diaspora, and ran a close second among Romanians in France and Romanians in Spain. It also scored first in Cyprus. AUR candidate for Prime Minister was Călin Georgescu, who worked for the United Nations for 17 years. According to a statement released by AUR between 7 and 8 December 2020, 15,000 Romanians joined the party in just 24 hours. The party is supposedly to have 46 members of parliament in the 2020-2024 Romanian legislature, according to the same statement. The party achieved good results in rural areas of Moldavia and Dobruja, areas traditionally dominated by the other big parties. Its most significant percentages were in the counties where the Romanian Orthodox Church has a strong influence and a large number of practicing believers. These are Suceava 14.72%, Batasani 14.62%, Nemt 14.4%, Constanta 14.2%, and Vierancia 13.43%. The party speculated the new communication channels, social networks, in a similar way to the Greater Romania Party PRM of the late 1990s, early 2000s, which used the newspaper Romania Mer Greater Romania as a communication channel, reaching high electoral scores. Another example is the People's Party Dan Diaconescu PPDD, which was propelled with the help of the OTV television channel. Recorder, a Romanian online publisher, argues that the election campaign of AUR has adapted to the rural environment, which lacks modern technology, relying more on messages desired by the masses than on a coherent ideology. In this way, they argue, in addition to a core of supporters who voted for radical messages, there is also the wider category of electorate strictly attracted by populist messages. December 2020 present. Ideology. AUR is young as a party, but it didn't come out of nowhere. It brings together some people whose history is linked to the late period of communism. Its candidates are experts in propaganda, intellectuals with more or less open sympathy for legionnaires and legionary or pro-legionary intellectuals, businessmen and itinerant politicians who wander from one radical party to another. According to the party's website, AUR's ultimate goal is to achieve the unification of all Romanians, wherever they are located in Bucharest, Ici, Timisoara, Cernoti, Tamac, Italy, or Spain. The website names 4 pillars for the party: family, nation, Christian faith, and liberty. The party characterizes its members as the defenders of the church. It is opposed to gender ideology and believes that a nation has no chance of surviving unless it cultivates the original pattern of the classic family. The party's representatives became popular on social media as a result of their positioning against measures taken by the government during the COVID-19 pandemic. Leading members, such as Sasoko, later expelled, gained thousands of followers. AUR has been described as supporting anti-medicine, anti-vaccination rhetoric. The party's manifesto opposes secularism and condemns atheism and claims that Christians are persecuted in Romania. The party has been critical of the impact of the local autonomy of Hungarians in Romania on the rights of ethnic Romanians in the center of the country, where the Hungarians are the majority, leading to accusations of being Magyarophobic. The latter accusation was rejected by the president of AUR, and the party denounced the media, accusing media outlets of spreading false information about its campaign. Simion has cited Law and Justice, the ruling party in Poland, as one of his models. AUR wishes to position Romania as a leader in Central and Eastern Europe within the European Union and to integrate the Republic of Moldova into Romania. The party is pro-NATO and views the integration of Moldova into Romania as strengthening NATO's eastern flank. AUR wishes to ensure Romania's self-sufficiency in energy, the prosecution of those deemed responsible for mismanaged post-communist privatization projects, and a fight against illegal logging by banning the export of non-processed wood. Additionally, AUR wishes to reform and modernize the education system, with a focus on reducing the overhead of political administration in order to improve the quality and the availability of education in Romania. The party has a Senate, which is equivalent to the National Executive Committee of other Romanian parties such as the PSD, the National Liberal Party PNL, and the Save Romania Union USR. Electoral history: Romania. Legislative elections. Notes: 1 senator and 4 deputies from N are elected on AUR lists, 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 lists. Local elections. National results. Mayor of Bucharest. Electoral history: Moldova. Legislative elections.